Why are people protesting and rioting across the UK? Well, what did you expect? Seriously, what did you expect ordinary British people to do, given the deeply alarming things that are now happening around us, in our country, on a daily basis? Let's just look at what's happened in the last month. On July the 4th, at the general election, several Muslim MPs were elected to the House of Commons after a campaign of abuse, harassment and intimidation, displaying zero respect for our political institutions and way of life. On July the 11th, the new Labour government announced it would release 5,000 prisoners early in September, most having only served 40% of their sentences. On July the 15th, we learned that London's Metropolitan Police had not solved a single petty crime, burglary, car theft, phone theft, in 3 years across 166 areas. On July the 17th, it was reported that a Jordanian refugee who had assaulted a female police officer was spared community service on the grounds that he can't speak English. And on that same day, mass rioting broke out in minority communities in Hare Hills in Leeds after social services took 4 Romani children into social care. And on the same evening, rioting broke out in East London's Bangladeshi community following political unrest in Bangladesh, with rocks thrown at police officers and cars smashed in communities that are majority Muslim. Where was Keir Starmer's outrage then? Then on July the 23rd, it was announced that Anjem Choudary, Britain's most famous Islamist, was sentenced to life in prison for directing Islamic terror on Britain's streets. And on the same day, a British Army officer was stabbed outside his home, repeatedly, by Anthony Essen, a member of a minority community. On July the 26th, protests broke out after footage emerged of Greater Manchester Police taking action against Fahir and Ammar Amas, 2 brothers who it was later revealed had seriously assaulted armed police officers. On July the 26th, 6 arrests were made after a drive-by shooting. July the 29th, reports emerged that a man had been stabbed to death, with 2 others seriously injured, following a knife fight in a park in East London. On the same day, there were the mass stabbings of children that left 3 dead in Southport. The next day, July the 30th, a mass brawl involving machetes erupted on the streets of Southend. Again on the 30th of July, it was reported that a Kurdish migrant had pushed a man onto the tracks at a London Underground because he felt disrespected. And also on the same day, it was reported that another 3,000 migrants had crossed the Channel, entering the UK illegally since Labour took power just over a month ago. Mainly young men from countries like Afghanistan, Syria, Sudan and Eritrea. It's for these reasons and more, due to the poor decisions on immigration that have been made by successive governments, that has caused this civil unrest. I'll say it again, what did you expect? Follow for more news, views and uncomfortable truths.